Looking to find some quick tax savings tips that you can implement before the end of the year? Stay tuned. Well, hey there. I'm Kimberly Ferguson, CEO and founder of Emerald Expectations Accounting. I am so happy that you're here. For those of you who don't know, the Emerald Corner is a place where life and business meets. So I want to share with you the process of running your business while maintaining a life with your loved ones. But in today's video, I want to share a quick tax tip with you. So this is a new series I'm going to be calling Tax Tip Tuesday. So tune in on Tuesdays to check out the latest tip for saving money, for preparing for your taxes, for all sorts of different things. So also, if you have any specific tax questions, please drop them in the comments below and I will be happy to answer those for you. So today's tax tip is about how to save money. So 3 things that you can do before the end of the year to save on your taxes for 2023. So some of us just finished up the tax year for 2022, but some of you I'm sure have been thinking about the next year and what that's going to be looking like for a while now, but maybe you didn't know what kind of things you could implement to save a little bit of money this year. So the thing with tax planning is that it's generally easier to save money during that year. So first things first, and I know this is not what most people want to hear, but if you have the opportunity, meet with a tax strategist, because now is the time to do this. So if you wait until after the year, if you wait until next tax season, you're not going to have a lot of options. I mean, there's just a few things that you can do after the fact that can save you some money, but there is a lot that you can do in the year to save you some money. So meet with a tax strategist if you can. So my first tip, besides the obvious, which is meeting with a tax strategist, is reinvesting in your business. Okay, so there are maybe things that you've been wanting to do, maybe things that you've been needing, but if you take money that would have come to you originally or would have been profits to you originally, and you reinvest them into your business, then you're going to save money, right, on taxes. So some of you might be thinking, why would I spend $1 just to save 25 cents? So that's why I'm saying reinvest in the business. If it's something that's going to make you $5, wouldn't you spend $1 on it, right? So things that you're going to need to better your business. So, maybe it's training or education or investing in a coach or a tax strategist, if you know what I'm saying, or some equipment that you need for your business, some new supplies or other types of things that you might need, or even reinvesting in real estate, which kind of goes with my tip number 2. So investing in assets. So if your business needs some kind of an asset to operate, then this is going to be a great time to purchase such a thing. Now, I'm not saying go out and buy, a big truck so you can write the whole thing off in 2023, but if you are in need of a vehicle for your business, or if you're in need of an office space for your business, if you're in need of some sort of equipment that you need, then now is a great time to do that. Go ahead and purchase the asset. You can get the depreciation and you can save some money on taxes that way, right? And then the last thing is maybe accelerating some expenses or delaying revenue. So if it's not going to be a problem for you, if you can go ahead and prepay some expenses for next year. So for example, if it's, December 20th and you're ready to go ahead and pay your rent, then you may as well get that in 2023, right? So paying $2,500 or $5,000 or whatever your rent looks like in 2023 is obviously going to save you some money, right? Then if you can, pay team members, or if you can pay invoices, any type of expenses that you have that are coming due but aren't quite due yet until maybe January or February, you can go ahead and prepay them in that year in 2023 and save some money on your taxes. The other thing is delaying revenue. So if you don't need the revenue right now and maybe you're ready to go ahead and send out an invoice, you can delay that a little bit so that you don't get paid until 2024, right? So you have maybe completed the work, maybe you're ready to send the invoice, or maybe you just want to assign a due date that's a little bit further down the road to try to encourage them to pay in January, then you could do those types of things. If you have a check that's sitting on your desk on 12/30 and you want to, wait until January 1st to deposit it, then you could do that. It's kind of in a gray area if you ask me, but you could delay the income that way as well. But generally speaking, I would say If you haven't invoiced yet, and you can push the invoice until, a little bit later in the year, so you can maybe get paid in January instead of December, then you can delay revenue that way. So these are just a few quick tips to save on some taxes in 2023 before the year ends. But like I said, if you want something that's a little bit more tailored to your business, I definitely recommend meeting with somebody who specializes in tax planning, tax strategy, and they can help you with some other bigger options that might be able to save you even more money on taxes. If you don't have that person, I would be happy to help you. So my details are below as well. But a tax strategist, again, they're going to be the ones who can really save you the big bucks. So let me know what you think. And again, like I said, if you have any specific tax questions, please let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to address those for you. And thank you so much for spending this time with me today. And I will see you in my next video.